Hello students. The purpose of this tutorial is to provide instruction on how to organize the many emails you must be getting from Google Classroom, and also to provide direction as to how you should be accessing your information. As I've mentioned, many students' questions are dealing with the instructions or things that come with the assignment that are clearly posted in my mind, and I couldn't really understand where these questions were coming from until I made myself a student in my classes, and then I could see what's happening is students are opening assignments only and then trying to figure out what to do just from the assignment, or clicking on an email and thinking that the email is everything they need and not actually going into the Google Classroom. So let me show you how I expect you to proceed. So click to go into the classroom, and here it by default will go to the stream page, which is the page where your most recent instructions or announcements will be. I want you to view this the same as you would today's instructions in the Moodle. Okay, I think some of you aren't bothering to go inside the classroom, and this has been very important information. Avoid doing the assignment by just clicking on any link to the assignment without actually coming into the classroom. That's the biggest point here. Okay, so stream page. This is what I wrote most recently, and I also sent the email knowing that some of you don't bother going in here. And I want to start with the first assignment. Okay, now most of you have completed this and completed it successfully. Some have not, and of those that have, I don't know if you have because of questions that are answered or because you're already going into Google Classroom and getting all of the instructions. But here they are. You'll be working on a unit in Khan Academy called Imagineering in a Box. Please log into Khan Academy at khanacademy.org. Now I'm going to read through the instructions one time first, and then I'll go back and do what it says. It says, once logged in, you'll see that I have assigned the 2 Getting Started activities to be completed by the end of the day tomorrow. The first is an article overview, while the second is a video. All of your instructions and content is at Khan Academy. After completing the 2 lessons, your assignment is to provide a summary of the unit in a shared Google document. A template to use is provided. Access it from your list of assignments and turn it in when complete. Okay, so now I know I'm going to Khan Academy. Once I get there, I should see the 2 things that have been assigned, and then after I do those 2 lessons, or perhaps while I'm doing those 2 lessons, my assignment is in the Google document. Okay, so I go to Khan Academy, and now the first time you log in, it may give you kind of a weird pop-up asking you for information. I'm going to go ahead and log in using my school Gmail. Okay, and how old am I? Well, I'll say I'm, well, I can't answer that quite yet. So, 8th grade, and I guess I can leave that. Choose one course, I guess it says. So I don't know, choose math 8th grade. Continue with one course. Okay, and now I'll say I'm 14. Done, keep learning. Now the reason I see this is because I chose 8th grade math, and Khan Academy is an excellent place to practice or learn math skills. But what I want to do is look at my class, 8th grade engineering assignments. Click on assignments, and there they are. About this course, welcome to Engineering in a Box. And Google Classroom said, once logged in, you'll see that I have assigned the 2 Getting Started activities to be completed by the end of the day tomorrow. The first is an article overview, and the second is a video. Okay, now let's take a look at the assignment. I know what I'm going to be doing. Here is summarizing 2 lessons from Getting Started. I'm going to start the first one. Click Start. And let's see what's here. Welcome to Engineering in a Box. Build your own world. Lesson 1, Lesson 2. Okay, so it's an overview. It says that Imagineering in a Box is designed to pull back the curtain to show you how artists, designers, and engineers work together to create theme parks. Go behind the scenes with Disney Imagineers and complete project-based exercises to design a theme park of your very own. Lesson 1, Build Your Own World. This lesson addresses the question, where do you want to go? It introduces the idea of experiential storytelling and so on. So I'm supposed to read this. It's an assignment, right? Well, let's go see what I'm supposed to do with this assignment. So I'm going to open the assignment summarizing the 2 lessons, and it says a document is shared prompting your responses. Please open the resource and answer the questions. Sentence structure, grammar, and punctuation will count in your grading. So I'm going to open it. Okay. In all of your responses, please use complete sentence structure, paying attention to grammar and punctuation. I've provided examples of an acceptable answer along with an unacceptable answer for question 1 in lesson 1. And here it says assignment 1, article about this course. Yep, that's the one I'm in. That's this one. Okay, for the next several weeks, you'll be completing a unit delivered via Khan Academy called Imagineering in a Box. In demonstrating your understanding of this project as outlined in the section about this course, please answer the questions below. So I've restated that these questions relate to the first assignment in Khan Academy about this course. So I know my answers are coming from that assignment. So, Build Your Own World, lesson 1. This lesson addresses what question? Hey, I think I just read that. It says, lesson 1, Build Your Own World. This lesson addresses the question, where do you want to go? Okay. And unacceptable answer, where I want to go. Acceptable. It addresses the question, where do you want to go? Okay. This lesson addresses the idea of what? Let's see. It introduces the idea of experiential storytelling and the difference between an amusement park and a theme park. We'll explore how storytelling and theme impact every decision made in the design of a land and how they engage all sentences. So, what will I put? I think I'll put, it introduces the idea of experiential storytelling and the difference between an amusement park and a theme park. It addresses, pretty simple. You'll walk out of this lesson with what? Look at there. You'll walk out of this lesson with a theme and high concept for a land of your own design, along with a mood board and map that conveys the land. Okay, and then what's that information? Oh, it says that here. Okay, so Ms. Gipp just left that there, so I know that lesson 1 is supposed to take me a total of 2 hours to complete. All the activities can be done with physical materials. Okay, so that's still on there. Now lesson 2. This lesson addresses the question. I bet she's going to ask that. This lesson addresses what question? Sure enough. So all of my information that I'm supposed to retrieve is from the lessons at Khan Academy. So now if I keep going, all of this is in that about this course lesson. Okay, so let's say I answered the rest of them, and now I'm going to go to next assignment. Sure enough, it is. So let me see what I'm supposed to remember from this video. According to the video lesson, what are Imagineers? Imagineering is all about taking the blank and making it blank. Imagineering is a collection of diverse disciplines coming together. Name 5 of them. Okay, well I know Ms. Gipp always puts them in order, so I'm going to watch part of it and get those 3. So according to the video, what are Imagineers? Now let's take a look at your emails. Another problem, besides not looking at the whole content of your Google Classroom, is your abundance of emails. Every time a teacher creates something in the Google Classroom, you get notification of it, and that can be pretty confusing. You might not even know what goes with what. So, your assignment. you're going to create labels for each classroom and then put your emails as you get them into the classroom. I made one called Google Classroom Emails and then one for each of my classes. So that's what you're going to do. This is how you do it. I'm going to have to give them a little bit different name, I think, than the ones I already have. So you go down here. Now, if you don't see that, it's because you haven't clicked on More. So right here you see More. Click on that, and then go down to Create New Label. And the first label you're going to create is Google Classroom Emails. Okay, and I already have one of those, so I'm going to put a number 2. You do not put a number 2 behind it. It's just that mine can't be exactly the same. And I want it as a top level folder, so I don't do anything here. And I say Create. Okay, now when I look up here, I see that I have Google Classroom Emails. So you'll have that. Now I'm going to make a folder for each of my classes. So create new label, and I'll say English. And I want this to be inside Google Classroom Emails. So that's the one I just created. Create. Now I want to create math, maybe. You can name these whatever you think is the best name for the class. Okay, and make sure that you have the class created for, the folder created for this class. Okay? Okay, so you can see I moved a bunch of emails back out there so I can show you what to do with them now. I'm actually going to go to my originally created set of labels. And now from my inbox, let's go to inbox. Click on that. You can see all of my emails that I think can easily be causing confusion. And this one is computer skills class. I can tell probably by the teacher, or you could by the teacher, but also by the content if you have a teacher for more than one class. So this one goes to computer skills. So I'm going to take this and put it in the class. Class invitation. Okay, so that was an invitation to my Monday, Wednesday. And another invitation. Oh, I already have that in Innovation Design, but I'm going to put it there anyway. And this was Computers Tuesday, Thursday, and Publications. So that's what I want you to do. Organize that abundance of emails that you're getting. Okay, the bold label means you have unread emails, but you can see that some of them I read as I was trying to figure out which folder they went into. So you can always go back and mark it as unread. So you know you still have to go back and read those if you had to just open it to see which folder it was supposed to go in. And that is your assignment. You need to create all of your labels underneath a label that says Google Classroom Emails, and then these are labeled for each class, and move all of your emails into the appropriate class. To submit your assignment, you're going to provide for me a screenshot of your organized emails. And in order to do that, I can only take you to a tutorial because I'm on my laptop, and your Chromebook has a different method of creating a screenshot.
Hey everyone, Mark here with ProMevo TV, and today I wanted to share with you some easy Chromebook features that you may not know how to perform. Today, I'm talking about how to take a screenshot on your Chromebook. There are 2 ways to do this, and if you're worrying that this is going to be hard, let me assure you that it will be super easy, barely an inconvenience. First, we're going to find something that we want to screenshot. I personally like to use a cute picture of an animal or something embarrassing a friend wrote online, but you can use it for anything that is on screen. Then we have to decide which way we want to go. Do we want to screenshot the entire page, or do we want to screenshot a specific section of that page? If we want to screenshot the entire page, simply press the Control key and the Windows switch key together. And that's this little guy right here. And it'll take a screenshot for you. Oh, see that down there? There's your notification for proof. Do you only want to capture a small portion of your friend's embarrassment? In that case, instead press the Control key, the Shift key, and the Windows Shift key together, and you'll notice that your cursor turns into a little target. You can now click and hold with your mouse or trackpad button to select the area that you want to screenshot. Releasing the mouse button takes the screenshot of the area that you've selected. So here's a pro tip: do not release your mouse button until you are satisfied with the area that you've selected. Are you curious as to where your file went? Don't be. It's conveniently located inside of your Files app on the Chromebook, and it's even labeled as a screenshot with the time and date of when the screenshot was created. Super helpful.
Now it's your turn. You should have an assignment posted that asks you to paste into a document a copy of your screenshot demonstrating that you have organized all of your Gmails.